tell you something else I did. I
Mm.
took a gamble, and how much do you know about Alex Jones? You've heard of
Oh
him?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm familiar.
Do you follow him at all?
Not since it got canceled.
So the guys that I watch online,
Hmm.
Viva Fry and Robert Barnes. Robert Barnes is a lawyer. Viva Fry is a lawyer from Canada who's
Hmm.
a YouTuber now. Uh, Robert Barnes would like guest host for Alex Jones on his show sometimes and
Hmm.
represented Alex Jones in court several times.
Oh, okay.
And he's like just sort of introduced me to Alex Jones in a way that I hadn't experienced it before, which was without the filter of somebody who is deeply antagonistic towards him. Like I
Hmm.
never really experienced him any other way. And so I started looking at his website and reading a couple of the articles, and I saw the supplement store.
Hmm.
And one of the ad reads that he does on one of his shows is like for the ultimate bone broth that he sells. I was
Hmm.
like, you know what? I'll give it a try. It was amazing.
Really?
Like I ordered one and I blitzed through it in like a week. There's supposed to be like 15 servings with it, so you're paying about $2 a serving. And I ordered three more on a recurring basis because I love that stuff. It's
Really?
I took a total gamble. Never really been
Yeah.
a protein powder guy before or nothing like that. And I was
Hmm.
like, this stuff is great. I introduced a friend of mine, a coworker of mine, to it,
Hmm.
and he's like, Where'd you get it?" I was like, "Oh, Infowars." He's like, You buy your supplements from Alex Jones?" I was like,
Hmm.
"Listen, I fully recognize that this may not be your first thought for places to get this stuff when you think about it, but try a scoop, see what you think." And so I drink like a scoop of it with milk.
Hmm.
He's horribly lactose intolerant. He's like, "I won't die, but this close if I have." I was like, okay, well, it says on the thing that you're supposed to drink it with water anyway, so go for it. And he tries it, and he's like, okay, uh, huh. Like I could just see the neuronal pathways in his brain
Right.
rewandering from,
Conflicting with like react with what he knows with what it is.
yeah, like here's what I've been told, here's what I'm experiencing. Like there's
Uh,
no way these two things are congruent in any way.
hmm.
So he's like, you know what? The next day, he's like, I almost bought it, but it's kind of expensive. I was like, yeah, $2 a serving. I get that if you're buying one of those massive like weight gainers of whey or casein or
Hmm.
whatever, it's probably more like 15 cents a serving. But I like what's in it. I like the person I'm supporting. Like a populist conservative voice who's an independent thinker and isn't afraid to go against the mainstream and
Hmm.
be early on things. I don't give a shit. He's like, you know what? I hadn't thought about it that way. It was just an interesting experience the
Hmm.
last of experimenting with it and enjoying the results.
Hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a theory out there, and I unfortunately don't have enough data to back it up yet. Mostly because I haven't like cared to go down the rabbit hole to
Sure.
prove it or not prove it. But from this perspective, it makes sense that you got to be a little decisive and divisive if you're going to niche down enough to create an audience. And if you know you succeeded when they're willing to trust you to buy stuff from you. And so, like, Alex Jones' show as an economic engine doesn't have anything to, it can't sell ads like other shows. It can only sell ads for its own products, type of
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, he used to. Like he
Yeah.
used to.
Well, well,
Yeah, on
even
YouTube, I remember he would do. It was
uh-huh.
like Apple TV or
Mm-hmm.
like Voodoo, like
Like
one of those
the
places.
AdSense would kick in and would pay initially.
I don't know. He was doing ad reads for companies that
Mhm.
would buy spots in his show.
Oh yeah, okay, right. That too, right? So there was like, because these are good economic models, right? If you're going to have a show, this is how you monetize,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? This is how you monetize it. He was one of the very first people to have their own physical product sold out of their own show based on the continuum of the theme of that show.
Yeah, yeah. Deciding for yourself what you want to put into your body.
Hmm. Yeah, and so supplements became an interesting product line because he would talk about like some of the poisons in the air and this and that and like some of the
Yeah.
environmental health benefits. Take the iodine, right? um I remember that commercial with his his iodine commercial for his
Mm.
iodine supplement. um and like I just think as a model it's brilliant,
Oh yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
I mean,
The
and
Yeah.
he went from the biggest, video hosting platform in the world, bar none, to getting kicked off of that to creating his own
Hmm.
fully self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Like that's that's amazing. Like he's got his own infrastructure, his own companies supporting it. Like
I'm trying
as
to think of
far
the guy.
as
What
goes,
was his name? Beck from Fox.
Beck.
Glenn Beck. Okay, so Glenn Beck, same thing happened to him, right? He was mainstream until he wasn't, and then he leapt and created his own studio,
Created his own
right?
network.
And created his own network. And in that
Based
network, if you wanted to see Eric Beck's, yeah, you had to then subscribe, right, to watch this. So he was actually early on that. No one had ever done that. Like he was one of the very first people to create a show, do a membership on the internet, TV studio production quality.
yeah.
Yeah, he was way in front of the curve on that type of idea. I mean, people were YouTubing, which is fine, but that's not the same. What he had done. He
No, not
invested
at
in a
all.
huge studio with professional camera, like the whole deal. And that's what he's been doing since, right? And then Alex took the notes, and what he got.
Well,
Uh,
Alex Jones was talk radio initially. Like that
mm-hmm,
that was his primary market. Or
mm,
no, when did he start? He started in open access in down in Texas, down in Austin.
mm,
Like access TV, like the public access where anybody could broadcast anything.
uh-huh.
Like he started out with that and then went
Really?
into
I know that.
syndicated talk radio.
Uh-huh.
But then 9/11 happened
Mm,
and he wouldn't let go of the fact that uh, jet fuel doesn't burn down buildings.
yeah. He was holding on to that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very
and
unpopular belief.
by his own admission, he
Mm-hmm,
was he was told like, "Hey, you let go of this, and you're going to be fine."
mm-hmm,
Like he was being groomed to be the next Rush Limbaugh,
mm,
the conservative populist voice,
mm,
and he's like, "No, like this stuff doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not going to stop talking about it."
mm-hmm,
And so he became he became his own man without the
Mm,
support of anybody else.
yeah.
It it's an interesting. I mean, if you have something that people are willing to listen to, and
Well, this is what on Friday when I did the servant leadership class for the FSS, part of that class is talking about the 5 pillars of influence, from which is really great book anyway, from John Maxwell, but it's a subsection inside this class, and
okay,
the 5th pillar. I won't go through all the pillars, but the 5th pillar is you follow somebody because of their idea, because they represent something that's bigger than everything, and they're worth. It's the big. They represent the big idea that's worth following for you, right? Type of thing. So you don't know Alex, right? You don't know. Like, we don't know these people. I don't know Elon Musk, but
right,
I follow them because of the idea that they represent, and that's the highest level of influence you can have over somebody, because you're, as somebody on the other side of that, you are wielding influence over people without ever meeting them, right? That's huge. The only way to do that, the only way to do that is by holding on to something with such conviction that it's the conviction that inspires. It's not the words or the knowledge or the information. It's not that. It's your conviction that people go, man, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this guy believes it. So I
yeah,
can't, like, and when people are when we come across people like that, our brains are almost hardwired to follow them.
interesting.